Okay guys, I just want to say thank you for coming to this video. This is actually a different video. This is my top 10 game apps video for like phones. Okay? Now, I'm going to start with number 10. And number 10 is Avican Life. Let's see if I can. Okay. Now this is Avican Life. Now in Avican Life, it's actually a game where you can choose as a male or female character, and you can actually purchase gold or gems, or golden gems. You can actually own your own place, you can fix it up, spruce it up, you can actually buy houses and places, you can go to social events, like you can go to like Star Style Bar and other places like that. Of course, what I like most about the game is that you can actually have your own home and spruce it up, which is cool. Well, there are some downfalls. Some of the downfalls is that you might not ever understand what everybody's saying if you're trying to. Okay? And, well, the price of buying stuff, I mean, it's actually kind of decent. It's not too expensive. But, I mean, if you are into that kind of thing, this is definitely the game for you. And I put it in the 10 spot. I think it could use work. I think they could allow people to have more freedom in the game to do other things, but I think it's at least a step ahead, you know, for what they're maybe trying to get to, for what the developers are trying to do. And it's very good. And one area actually you can even put in your own music if you want, or put in music you have like on your PC or phone if you have a touchscreen PC. Alright, so that's Avican Life for number 10. Okay. Alright. Now, number 9 is the Enchanted Cave 2. Now, the Enchanted Cave 2 is actually, like, I don't know. I think, I don't know if Enchanted Cave 2 was a Flash game before it was an app game. I don't know. But here's the thing. If you have the Enchanted Cave 2 on your phone, you've got a decent role-playing game on your phone. Because as soon as you start the game, you start off with like 500 hit points. And you have to go through like these fights in the cave where if you can get through like to a certain point where your health is dropping low, then you got to go back to like the townish area and like heal up. And then go back into the cave and get more stuff that'll make you stronger so that you can reach the next 10 floors. It's a lot like Lufia, but it's like the Lufia 2. It's like the Lufia 2 Ancient Cave, with the 100 floors. Except, you got to get stronger stuff, and I mean, it just has more to it because it's because this game is based on it rather than Lufia 2 having it be a side quest, and it actually does a decent job of doing what it actually does. Now you'll get weapons and armor and equipment, and along the way, not just will you level up, but you will also get stat increasing items. So like if you think like you're not strong enough for the next floor, you can always warp back to the town and start over from floor 1. Okay? Now let's say like you were to get to like floor 11, you would actually, if you were to actually get the right item, you could actually just take the wings back to like the, I think like, what is it, floor 10 or floor 11, one of those floors, and then you just start from there and get stronger there. Okay, now you keep doing that until you get to the top floor where the boss is, and maybe you'll be strong enough to beat him. I don't know. When I played the first one, the final boss was actually pretty hard. It all depends on how strong you are, though, and what you can actually go through to get to the top. Alright? So, if you like RPGs, I think this might be the one for you. It's also turn based, so be ready for turn based battles. Alright, so this is number 9. Alright, number 8 is actually, in my opinion, End of Aspiration. Now, I just want to say this before I give too much information here. I actually played this game. I haven't beaten it, but I've played this game enough to say that I think it is a decent quality game for a third quarter rated game. And I'll explain some things to you about this game. At first, I was a little skeptical about liking it, but after a while, I actually started to like it a bit more and more as I seen more and more of the game. The story is actually pretty good, which is basically you are fighting this, you're actually trying to find out information about this group called the Mafia, and you gotta actually go through the game and get added characters to your party and stuff like that. It does it in such an intriguing way. Like you start out with like your first 3 characters, and then like later on you start with like another character, but the character's kind of weaker. I mean the game actually flows pretty well. Now here's something else. You get skills, okay? But when you get these skills, I mean, yeah, you gotta buy them like in Lufia. But here's the thing: you only get so many slots to equip your skills, unless, and I'm gonna talk about this too. Well, you get to like this you get like this option in the game to buy like points towards going into certain areas in the game, and in those areas you can actually get like extra skill slots. So you can actually pay for extra stuff in the game that you purchase, which is actually I think is a sweet thing. The only problem I think with End of Aspiration, as much as I've played it, is that it is a little too simple of a game to play. It is a very good game, though. I'm not saying it isn't. I mean, and it is a very old school game, but it is a pretty simple game to play. I mean, like, I've gotten to halfway through, and the game's still pretty simple. You know, but it's still a good, decent game. If they were to just make it a little tougher, I don't think I would, complain about really much. Alright, so this is End of Aspiration number 8. Okay. Alright, we're going to move on to number 7. Alright, number 7 I considered to be Gangstar Vegas. Now, so far I've only played 2 areas. But I'm actually kind of liking the style of the game, which is actually very nice. And I'll explain some things to you so far about this game. When you even start out with the first 2, what do you call them, like tests, it actually kind of challenge you to get through to the end of the challenge. Well, like, I don't know, the way they did it was actually kind of smooth and kind of cool. Like, you actually had to blast through cop cars and stuff like that. It was very good. The only thing is, I mean, you couldn't really start the game free as you wanted to. I mean, I don't know how many free roam games actually allow you to do that. And that's the type of game this is. Now, I haven't gotten into too much of this game, which is why it's actually on the bottom, and some people might be very unhappy that it's actually in 7th. They'll be like, what? Gangstar Vegas is in 7th? What's wrong with you? Well, some people might be like that. But you have to understand something. I've only played about 2 missions. So, but I do actually like what I'm seeing so far when it comes to Gangstar Vegas. Alright? And that is so far number 7. So I'm going to move on to the next. Okay. Oh, sorry, that is angled a bit, huh? Huh. Okay, and number 6 is Bingo Fever. I have played this game so much that it is almost conceivable because I got so hooked on Bingo Fever. Now, it is a very fun bingo game if you understand how to play bingo. If you don't, there are always rules you can look up for bingo. Now, what this game does a little differently than a regular game of bingo is what they will do is actually give you bonus, like, chips. Like, you're able to buy bonus chips to cover numbers that haven't been covered already, which is actually a nice little feature. And you can actually earn some of those too by winning rounds, all depending on how quick you win, which is actually nice. I really like Bingo Fever. I would probably put my money into it if I made a lot of money. But like I said, it's a good game, and you can also, one of the coolest features is that you can actually play advanced players. Well, I shouldn't say really advanced players. What I should actually be saying is you can actually play players from different countries around the world. Or I should say different areas around the world. Because that's how they base their game, you know. But you gotta actually play, you know, certain areas a certain amount of times, I think, before you're able to do that. Or there are specific qualifications for you to do so. Alright? So that was number 6. Bingo Fever. Sweet app. I'm kind of moving this. Ah, I don't quite. I haven't quite figured out this thing yet, so should have before, huh? All right, number 5 is Deal or No Deal. Now let me tell you how much I've played this game. I ran out of money. All right, it's a very fun game. I don't think it's the fun. I don't think it's the most fun one, but I think it's definitely a very fun game. It's based. This game is more based on luck and kind of thinking about what your choices will be when you pick a number, which could be a low dollar amount, so that the one you actually pick is the highest dollar amount. Now you actually get, I think you actually get points based on that. I don't remember too much because I haven't played it in such a while, but it is a good game to actually have for an app, in my opinion. So that is Deal or No Deal. I haven't had actually any issues with this game besides the devs just having you to watch this certain video a certain amount of times in order to get, you know, enough points to, I think it's money or something like that, to play a game of Deal or No Deal. But that was about it. I actually like this game. Actually has voice acting, which is actually pretty good. So it's a very good game, and I like it, and it deserves number 5. And I hope you do too. Okay. Now, number 4, I've decided, is Family Feud 2 and Friends. Okay. I think this is the game I play almost every day. Or at least I'm tapping into every day just to collect the coins that you get on a daily basis. Because as soon as you tap this app on your phone, you can get up to 30 to 60 coins. And if you want, if you want, you can actually purchase another spin of the slot machine that you get a chance to roll for only $1. Okay, it does have some in-app purchases, which is cool, and I think the game runs pretty good. I think that the only problem with Family Feud is, which is I think kind of a big flaw, is that they don't change the players around enough. But I think they're actually trying to do that, and it's been actually a bit better since I played Family Feud 2. So I hope they do get better at it though. So this is number 4, Family Feud 2 and Friends. It's a nice app. And of course, if you don't understand Family Feud, before I X out, if you don't understand like how to play Family Feud, it's basically like a game show, or it's basically a game where they ask 100 people, out of 100 people, what the best answers are, or how many people answered the answers that are, in a certain order. You'd see if you were to ever play it. Okay. Some people know, some people don't, and that's just the basic idea around that game. Okay, and that's number 4. Number 3, I can't. There are words that I guess aren't out there for a game such as this when it comes to Dragon Quest 2 on your phone. This purchase, okay, first of all, let me start off by saying that to make this purchase, you need to pay $5. Okay, but what are you getting? You're getting 20 areas in a pretty vast Dragon World, set world. Now, I know a lot of you already have, I know some of you have already played Dragon Quest 2. Some of you have already beaten Dragon Quest 2. And what does this game actually do different? Well, okay, first of all, I should explain a few things. Well, the first thing is, when you first start the installation, it starts you off by allowing you to name your character, and then you can traverse in a kind of limited area that has a few towns and a few areas that you can get some extra dough and extra items and fight enemies and stuff like that. And I mean, you actually traverse the world in such a way that I absolutely love this title. I mean, and it literally deserves number 3. But I'm gonna state some of the things also that they do different than the other console versions. I don't know how many of you remember that at a point in the game you actually had equipped like this item called the water cloth. Like you had to have like this water cloth item on 3 characters. Not anymore, because they have equipped you with step guard, and if you use step guard, you're able to actually walk on any land that is supposed to take damage from your characters, which is sweet. Is the game hard? It is at points. It is at points, but it's not too bad actually because, well, I think you get enough money in the game to actually traverse back to town where you can actually revive your character. Now later in the game, once you get the boat, you should get this item called the I don't know, the world of tree or something like that. Oh, Yggdrasil leaf. I'm sorry, Yggdrasil leaf, which will revive a character if you have it with you, which is sweet because once you get to a certain part of the game, you will need it because on your way to getting to Rome, you have to fight some pretty strong foes. I should say that I suggest that you bring one. It's not completely necessary if you have a super high level, which you can actually level up in this game. I think what to level 70, 70 plus, I don't know. I don't know what the highest level is, but you can get pretty high levels in this title. But this was actually worth every penny that I spent on it, and it was only $5. The only problem I've only had so far with this title is that there was a glitch, like, and what happened during the glitch was that, like, I couldn't start the game up. Like, it kind of just locked up. Like I couldn't start like a new game or anything. It just went to the title screen and I couldn't do anything. I don't know what that was, but it hasn't occurred since actually. But it did happen one time. But this is actually a good game. The only other complaint I think I have besides the glitch that I just spoke about is I think they should put in a music box because the music in this game is fantastic. Like the music is like a 10 out of 10. Okay? I mean this is one of the few role-playing games that actually has 3 map music. 3 pieces of music for the map. It has a starting piece of music once you get out of the castle. Then once you get all 3 characters, that music changes. And then once you hit Alefgard, that music changes. I don't remember if there was another time it changed. I think the music when you get to Rhone might change, but I mean I haven't actually gotten to the area surrounding Rhone, so but I still think this is one of the best apps that you could actually install on your phone. It is just that good. I mean, and it's such a successor over the other ones that were made for the consoles. I mean, if you even look at this picture, you can see the mountains and the grassy forests. It just looks so much better. I absolutely love this game. It is beautiful. So I thank Squenix for making this title. And I would actually like to see it even more in a I would like to see more on this than just it being a two-dimensional game. You know, this is definitely a step in the right direction for Dragon Warrior 2. Thank you. Alright, now we're gonna move on to number 2. I know I angle this a bit. That's only because I don't know how to hold it. Okay, before I move on, I just wanted to say something. End of Aspiration, by the way, which was number 7, is actually offline. So you can actually play that game offline if you wanted to. It's one of the fewer offline role playing games that you can play other than I forget what it's called, but there's a few that you can play offline. That's one of them. All right, now this is number 2. This is called Critica. Critica Chaos Unleashed. I've actually played this game. Well, I haven't played this game too much recently, but I played this game so much that I think it definitely deserves the number 2 spot. I think the reason why I haven't been playing it is because they haven't been really increasing the level max all that much, and I've been playing it so much, you know? And that's kind of like what I'm waiting for them to do. But what is this game? Basically, you choose a class, okay? And you start the game off with a level 1 area, okay? And you kind of just make your way into like different chapters going through the game. I mean, it's your basic role-playing game that gets harder as you move on. But here's the thing. There are some in-app purchases you can make in this game, like purchasing uh, armor and stuff like that, which is actually pretty cool. I actually enjoy that about Critica. I hope they improve it still and allow your character to advance in levels and allow your stats to increase, your hit points to increase and such. It would be nice. Now, here's the thing. When you start to advance more in the game, you start to earn the ability to be able to um, like do devastating attacks, which is actually really cool. Now you're also able to do special attacks. I think you get up to 4 special attacks. Okay, plus regular attacking. And as you punch in those attacks, you get like a cooling system with the attacks. So that as you're cooling one attack, you can go and do another attack, you know? Which is actually pretty good. Now, at the end of each area, you're able, like, how should I put this? Yeah, before you start an area, you could choose who you want to tag along to defeat the boss. Okay? And as soon as you get into the boss area, the character jumps out, and the boss, I mean, starts getting attacked by both characters, by you and the character you chose to bring in, which is a cool advantage that the developers decided to add to the game. The one thing I think that the developers I think need to work on with Critica, even though it's a good game, I mean there's a lot of users in this game, is that they need to work on the graphics a bit. Like it's the graphics during action times, because I noticed that there are glitches in the game, like or missing graphic areas, like during action moments. But I mean, they're definitely doing a good job with creating a pretty vast game that gives you some freedom as to what you can actually do. I mean, there's an actual mode where you can kill enemies for money. There's an actual mode where you can climb the top of some tower. I mean, there's plenty of things for you to do in a game such as Critica. Now, the way items and armor is given to you is you go through an area, and if you go through it good and do a good job, you get to choose between you get to choose a random chest, and the chest could be a good item that you could use or an item that you could sell. It all depends. Okay, but of course, as you advance through the game, the areas do get a little tougher. I mean, the enemies start to have more hit points. I kind of like that though, because I don't really like the fact that enemies will take one hit to kill so much. I mean, I think the least amount of attacks in a role-playing game should be for an enemy is 2. But that's just me, I guess. But it's a good game, and I think some of you should actually purchase, not purchase, but you should actually install Critica on your phone. So, that's number 2. Number 1 is none other than Future Fight. Yeah, I'm a pretty guilty Future Fight fan. You will see me playing Future Fight every now and then if some of you actually play Future Fight and you're watching this video. But Future Fight, I think, is number 1. And the reason why I think that is because the game is so fluidly made. It's like everything they have done is spectacular. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's still spectacular. It's an action-oriented game based off of Marvel characters, which is actually sweet because I like Marvel characters. One of my favorite actually is Punisher. So if you guys see me using Punisher and beating you to death with Punisher, I think you'll understand. You'll probably see me out there using Punisher, so which is sweet. I mean, they do actually have a versus mode. They have a story mode. They have a versus mode. They even have a much more difficult mode that you can play where you can get biometrics. Now, I'll explain how things work. You start off with a few characters. Now, with those few characters, you can only have one on screen, or well, you can have it's kind of weird because you can have one on screen, but then like every now and then like the other two characters that you can switch to will actually jump out and help you along your way through a stage, which is actually kind of cool. I think I don't know if this is true or not, but I think both can actually jump out at a time and help you. I don't know if that's true or not. Um, and I've been playing it for some time, so I should actually freaking know. And okay, so the basic thing is to be able to earn extra characters, you need what are called biometrics. Okay, now let's say you want to get a 1-star character. Well, in able to get that 1-star character, you need to have at least 10 biometrics. But to obtain those 10 biometrics, the developers also either has to give them to you, or you have to go and earn them by going completing certain stages. Okay? Now there are other things besides just earning biometrics, okay? You also get like equipment, okay? Now you start off by being able to only boost 4 pieces of equipment per character. And now you can only go up to level 15 with those. But in able to boost those equipment, you need money and you need upgrade items. You need upgrade kits. Okay? Now I think the developers did a good job in doing that part where you need to do that. I think they should do a bit more on it, but I think they did a good job. Now recently, I'm gonna add this too. Actually, before I go into that, I'm gonna talk a little about something else. Recently, yeah, they added a. I'm sorry. I'm gonna actually talk about the thing I was thinking about. They actually added this thing where you can actually pick up crystals based on how long you wait. Like, so if you were to wait like 6 hours, you could pick up like 900 crystals or so. You know, and what you could do with those crystals is like, you could like go and use those crystals to advance another machine. Okay, I don't remember what the option was called, but there is an option you can do. Oh, and that's another thing. The way the stages actually work in the game. Like, here's the thing: you need like these lightning bolt icons, and able to go into stages and level up and stuff like that. Level up your characters. I think they did a good job with this title because they gave you enough of those lightning bolts. I have over 1,700. I mean, I know some people said they had over 2,000, but now also recently they just added this in-app purchase where you can actually purchase 70 biometrics, which is actually really cool. I like that. As long as you can choose which character you want to use it on, I think that's a very good idea, actually. Also, the other good purchase uh, idea was to purchase the what was it? You get like I forget what it was. You get like a certain amount of gems, and then like they give you like 75 gems per day, like within the next month or something like that, which is actually pretty cool. I like that. They're also now trying to give people biometrics by updating the game, which is actually kind of nice because if you actually knew how many biometrics it takes to actually get characters to their max, which is 6 stars, then you'd understand why they're probably starting out and why they're starting to give people biometrics, which is actually sweet. I mean, it's not like they have to do it, but they still do, and it's very sweet. Very nice idea. And I still like the raccoon guy. The raccoon guy is actually pretty dope. Iron Man, I don't know. But Knight Rider, I don't know. Like if you see me fight in like if you guys see me fight in a versus round, my fight will probably be with the Punisher, the Knight Rider, and I don't know, probably Black Widow. I don't know. Maybe Black Widow. But I mean, I like Black Widow, but I also like Daredevil too because he can actually like paralyze someone for a short period of time with one of his attacks. But I mean, like I said, it's a very sweet game, and I think a lot of people should actually install this game. They're doing a terrific job. I think they could do a bit better. I'm not saying they couldn't do better. They certainly can, but as far as this goes, I think it's definitely a worthy install. Okay? And my top three are really great installs, I will tell you. Dragon Quest II is a very good install if you want a good RPG. I mean, and there's not. I mean, I haven't seen a lot to really complain about for Dragon Warrior 2. I've stated previously. I also want to add that I haven't completed a lot of the games that I have actually put in this video. But I still think that these games are deserving of their places as far as where I've gotten to. And the next time I do a video on this same basic idea, is in the next quarter. So I hope that you guys look out for it. It'll be fourth quarter app. What did I call this? I forget. Yeah, top 10. Well, the next quarter will be top 15 apps. So you guys will definitely see it in the near future. Probably in December. Because I really want to wait until the apps really start to, come out. And plus, I want to play the ones that I already have. Alright, so I thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope that you enjoyed this long, lengthy top 10 game app review. Because they are definitely deserved of a, of a speech. So thank you for watching.